in on a little secret. Ugly sells. Ugly can be really big money. And in this video, I'm gonna be sharing with you 16 different items that are on the ugly side that are selling for large amounts of profit. Hey there, my name is Lee Meyer. I'm the founder of Listing to Freedom and the empoweredreseller.com, and I'm on a mission to help 1,000 resellers make $100,000 in the next 12 months. If you're new here, then welcome to the channel. My name is Lee Meyer. I'm a stay-at-home mom of 4, and I've made over $100,000 as a part-time reseller flipping used clothes and other items on sites like eBay, Poshmark, and Mercari. And now I'm on a mission to help at least 1,000 resellers be able to hit that $100,000 mark as well. And to help you out, I have a few free gifts that you'll find down here in the description below this video. These include things like my best brands list, where I give you 150 brands that have led me to that $100,000 mark and beyond. You'll also find a link to join my free $100,000 Reseller Challenge. In this free challenge, you learn the number one thing that holds most resellers back from seeing substantially more money in their business. And you'll learn the very best things to be selling right now. You'll even learn how to ditch the hustle mentality for good and be able to see substantially more profits in way less time. In fact, I'm going to show you exactly how to hit $100,000 for yourself in the next 12 months. That is right, this year. The challenge is completely free, and again, you'll find the link down here in the description below this video. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. All right, so we are ready to get started. Everything that I'm going to be sharing with you is in pre-owned condition, perfect for if you're sourcing from garage sales, thrift stores, wherever that is. And because these are geared around ugly, it means that you don't necessarily have to be dependent on having luxury brands or high profit brands to be able to make a lot of money with these types of items. And this was a game changer for me when I realized that as a new reseller. I initially thought that I had nothing good around me to be able to sell. I don't live in a big town, not a lot of rich people around to donate good items to the thrift stores. And so I thought that reselling wouldn't work for me, but then I discovered that there are so many other things to be selling. And that's what I'm sharing with you in this video. So the first item that I've got here for you, I did put in cat sweaters, but this really goes for any sort of niche type of item. And there can be a lot of money in anything that is novelty or anything that is unique. And I'm going to be sharing with you the specific items. You'll get to be able to see those a little bit closer, and really the uglier, the better. So this first one here, this is by a brand that's called Michael Simon. And this one, oh, like, look at this. It's got tails hanging off of the cats there. It's got this cat up here at the neck. This one went for $75. And then I've got another Michael Simon one here. This is probably even uglier. It's got all these cats down here at the bottom in stockings. You can see the fur there, some sequins, and this one went for, I believe, over $100, $129 for that one. And then I've got a couple other ugly cat sweaters to be able to show you here. This is one that went for $100. It's from a brand that's called Jane's Closet, but really with these, it's not necessarily about the name of the brand. There's that tag in case you were wondering what that looks like, but it's not really about the name of the brand. This is another ugly cat sweater here that's super colorful also. That one went for $150. And then another really kind of brightly colored color block, that one went for $189. This is a decent brand to pick up, by the way. It's a little sideways here. You might need to turn your head, but that one's called Storybook Knits, and it's from the Home Shopping Network. Next are denim jumpers. Now, what I'm sharing with you, I do have some price filters on for what I'm going to be sharing with you, just to be able to make this easier and see the items that you should be looking for that are actually worth more money. But a lot of my videos that I go through, if you've checked out my other Bolo playlists, I will link to up here those other videos. Most of those I don't have price filters on. But for these jumper dresses, these are denim, and there seems to be a really good market for these types of dresses. And what you're looking for with these, the maxi dresses do especially well. This is is one here where it's got some embroidery on it. It's also a button front. It actually buttons all the way down. And again, with these, it doesn't really matter the brand name. That one happens to be Jane Ashley. I've actually never heard of that brand. This one is actually a decent brand. This is from Disney, the Disney catalog actually, which is interesting. And then this one happens to have Eeyore and Piglet on there, up there at the collar. And this one sold for, I believe, close to, $70 right there. That's the sale price. And then I've got another one here to be able to show you. This one is actually a lot that was grouped together. It's a lot of 5 where the seller just, didn't want to deal with listing each one separately for whatever reason. And there's some of the tags there. The more common one that I have come across is this AMI one, or I think it's AMI. There's periods between there. There's also Stony Brook that you may come across. So again, it's not necessarily about the brands. And that lot of, I believe, 5 sold for $100. Next is a vintage Nike sweatshirt that I happened to come across. And this one, you can see the paint. I'm going to zoom in on that for you. There's white paint. There's also some holes in there. And this one sold for a ridiculous amount, given that it has those flaws. It actually sold for $60. By the way, this keyword right here, center swoosh, which it doesn't have, but they happen to use it. That keyword term is really actually popular right now. And that just is for items where the swoosh is in the center. I think they used it for this one because that Nike logo is in the center. Next is a tapestry, any sort of tapestry items. So you got some boots there, some coats, some sweatshirts, some jean jackets, some bags. I'm going to show you these a little bit more closely, but for whatever reason, we got an interesting one here with rabbits on it. That one went for almost $77. But any sort of tapestry design like that, and you're going to see what that fabric actually looks like because there is a certain look to that fabric. So I'm going to zoom in on this so you can kind of make out what that fabric is, and it is very woven. This one happens to be floral. This is a Laura Ashley bag, and that one went for $67. If you come across any tapestry bags like that, those will sell. This is another one that doesn't have that woven fabric. It just has that look to it, that pattern, and that one sold for $70 as well, and that one's from Fossil. And then as far as the clothing, here's a good example here. And this one, this company, it's actually called Sugar Street Weavers, and the tag is here for you to be able to see that. There's kind of a needle there in the center of that. But this is a vintage brand that's not around anymore, but they make a lot of really unique items. This one happens to have bird houses on it. Some of their items have cats, some of them have horses, some of them are geared around golf, cars. So be on the lookout for that. Another popular brand when it comes to this tapestry is one that's called Painted Pony. And so this is a good example of one. And this one did sell for, let's see if I can pull that up. That one sold for $99 for that one. And then did I show this Sugar Street Weaver? Let me go back to that one. That one sold for $52, but it really does have to depend with how unique these are. This is another really interesting tapestry one, that eye there, like that huge eye staring at you. And this one is Dream of Threads. That's that label there. And that one went for $80. By the way, if you are enjoying learning about vintage items, which do make up a lot of this kind of niche of ugly clothes, you're going to want to check out my newly updated vintage clothing guide, where I give you over 100 different brands and items to be selling in the most lucrative clothing niche out there, which is vintage. Next is a brand that is called Rip and Dip. And these can be really, really ugly. I have a few of these pulled up to be able to show you. But the takeaway here is that even if you don't come across this brand specifically, if you come across items like this, it can be really good money. So let me go ahead and show you the couple that I have pulled up here for you. This is one, I'm not sure if it's a bunny, what that is, the tongue sticking out there. And then next is another tie-dye one. Here's the Rip and Dip tag. That's what that looks like. And then I believe I have one more here for you. Interesting kind of mushroom, alien. I don't know what's going on there, but this one did sell for $60. I don't think I showed the sold prices on these. This tie-dye rip and dip, that one sold for $45. And then this other tie-dye with the bunny on it, that one went for $25. Next is vintage Mumus. Now, a lot of these items that I'm sharing with you, other resellers I have physically seen touch, not even look at them, like touch them and throw them if they're shopping at the bins, not realizing what they are, not realizing that they can be really good money. For example, this one here, that one went for $110. Got another one over here, Mumu, that went for $85. And again, it's not necessarily about the brand. And a lot of these are made in Hawaii, so you may see that on the tag, but this is actually a really interesting run, but yellow and green. Gotta love that combination there. And that one did go for $60 for that one. And then I've got another Mumu here, again, very brightly colored. And the bigger sizes with these do a little bit better. This one went for $75 for that one. Next, I've got Liquid Blue. This is a t-shirt brand, and these can be very wild. They're also known for what's called all over print as well as tie-dye. So be on the lookout for these. I'm going to show you some close-ups as well as the tag if you have not seen these before, but these can sell for into the hundreds depending on what it is that it is. So for example, Grateful Dead, they do make items for that were geared around Grateful Dead. So the teddy bears here, tie-dye, this one did go for $180 because it was Grateful Dead. And then this one is a tiger t-shirt, that tiger on it, I believe that's the back right there. This one went for $72. And then I've got one here of this sun, and then here's that liquid blue tag. Let me see if I can zoom in on that for you. So it kind of has that triangle weird thing in the middle, and they are 100% cotton. They will say that on that. This one went for $120 for that one. Next, I've got a brand that's called Cougie. This is from Australia, and they're known for their super colorful sweaters, super chunky knit, kind of a 3D to them, and they are kind of a funky stripe to most of them, either vertical or horizontal as well. And so you'll see these. I'm going to go ahead and show you the Cougie one, but I'm also going to show you other similar styles. So you don't necessarily have to stick to just that brand if it's got that look. Then go ahead and research those, look up the comps, make sure before you go and invest any money. But there's the Cougie tag for you, and you can kind of see how wild this is. This one sold for $189. Depending on these styles, they can sell for $200-$300 even. And then this is an example of that similar kind of style, but this is kind of a no-name brand or a lesser common brand. So a good reminder that if you come across those other similar style items, go ahead and pick those up. So this one went for $90. I do see they use some keywords in here, Biggie and Grandpa. Got another one here of a different brand. This one's called Tundra Canada, but it is that same kind of Cougie style. This one went for $120. They did use a keyword here of Cosby, which is awesome. And then if you are enjoying learning about these different brands, you're going to want to check out my complete big money brands library. In this, I give you over like nearly 800 different brands that are selling for big money. And this comes with all of the done for you research of photos. So here's the photos. You get all of the tag photos with each of these. So you don't have to spend hundreds of hours watching videos trying to figure it out. You get pro tips. You get all of the done for you research as far as average sale price and sell through rate. And it includes guides for women's brands, men's brands, activewear brands, jean brands, shoe brands, bag brands, belt brands, hat brands. I have got you covered here. And this is how these people like Patricia, Julie, Laura, they're getting a leg up on their competition and knowing exactly what to look for to help them find those profitable items when they're outsourcing and be able to make more money in their business. Next, I've got vintage baby tees. And these, a lot of them are what are called graphic tees, where it's got some kind of graphic on it. And there's some interesting ones in here that are selling. The first one that I've got for you to take a look at actually went for a ton of money. It does say love is, and then wishing on a star. And this one went for $265. That one had 31 bids on it for a t-shirt. Another one, here's another t-shirt. This is from a brand from the Y2K era that is called Paris Blues. By the way, if you are looking for other Y2K brands, I do have a video I will link to somewhere up here. You can go and check out other Y2K brands that are profitable to be sourcing and selling. So this t-shirt, it has this, I don't know, girl on a disco ball and platform shoes and flare leg jeans. That one went for $60. And then stripes are doing really well. Also, I do have some items pulled up here for you to just showcase stripes. And of course, big brands are doing well, such as Ralph Lauren, but also look for lesser known brands. This is one from the store Pennies, like the department store Towncraft. And this one's just kind of a basic t-shirt. Like it doesn't look like anything special, but that actually sold for $60. I've got another good example of a striped shirt. This is from the brand Hang 10. This one went for $73. And then another example of a striped shirt here. This is kind of a pullover men's shirt. And that one, again, not a huge, brand name, not any sort of brand that you're going to find on probably anybody's list. From the 909 is what it says collection. That one went for $55. So just be aware of those striped items. And if they're loud, if they're kind of clashing colors, those are selling really well. Next, I've got night shirts. Now, I specifically did pull up items that are men's night shirts. So there is a market for that. There's also a market for women's night shirts. Ignore the t-shirts that are popping up in here. But I have a couple of these types of items to be able to show you. So this first one is here, and it's just kind of this striped men's t-shirt. Or striped men's nightgown, I should say. And this one sold for $70 for that. And then I've got another one here. This is kind of a pink plaid, and this one sold for, I believe, $80 on that one there. Next is a vintage brand that's called Diane Gilman. I may be wrong in saying vintage. It may still be around. I did not double check myself, but there are a lot of vintage items, and the really loud and bright patterns are selling for a decent amount of money with these. I've got a few items to be able to show you. This first one is this lion shirt, and it has got that big lion on the front of it, and that one sold for $50. It is 100% silk, so that definitely helps there in the pricing. This next Diane Gilman, this one has horses all over it. Looks like some sequins on it. This one sold for $50. And this is a good reminder here, whether it's Diane Gilman or other brands that you come across, if they are geared around a specific theme of something people collect, whether it's somebody who's collecting horses, it's somebody who's collecting more of a jungle look like this one. It has this, I'm not sure, cheetah leopard. I can't ever tell those animals apart, but this is a pretty wild one here. It looks like it does have the sequins on it again. And this one did go for $93 for that one. Next is another Diane Gilman, another one of these spotted animals, fast cheetah leopard. Somebody help me out here. And that one went for $69. Next, I've got kids alpaca zips is what I put in for the title. You may have seen these around, but these can sell for a decent amount of money. They are made from alpaca, and they do have some really unique designs. Some people might think they're cute, and they are kind of cute. So, other people might think they're us. It's all in really your opinion. I don't mean to offend anybody here, but this is kind of what these sweaters look like. And these are selling for a decent amount of money, given that they're kids items, which generally sell for less. If you're looking for other kids items to be selling, brands to be selling, I will link up here to a kids brand video that you're going to love. Next, this one sold for $35. And I do have one more here for you. This has that pointy hood. It does have some unicorns on it here, and these are very kind of 3D stuffed off of the fabric. That one went for $34. Next is a brand that is called Earth Rags, and these make some really interesting items. These pullover style. There's also zip up style. but this is kind of the look. There's striped ones as well as ones that have more of an Aztec print. There's also some here that have, say, a moose on them. There's another moose one there, one with a snowflake kind of design. So they do have some interesting designs, and those designs are going to sell for a little bit more. This one happens to have horses on it. You can see the horses there. And this one did sell for $36. By the way, I did have a item that was identical to this that I did sell for a consignment client. If you're interested in selling through consignment, that can be a really good way to get profitable items. I will leave a link product card over here for the consignment starter kit. And then this is another one of those earth rags. This is more of a tribal design, tribal pattern. I do have the tag here for you to be able to show you. This one went for $75. So that's what the earth rags tag looks like. And then I've got one more earth rags to be able to show you here, another kind of Aztec tribal. That one went for $74. Next is a brand that's called Baric Marta. I think I'm saying that one correctly. But this one makes a lot of really interesting sweaters. Again, if they're geared around certain things, I'm seeing one here. That one for soccer, that one went for $46, but there's all kinds of different themes, and anything that has a theme to it, that is probably going to be a good indication that there's money there, because somebody is looking for that. Somebody likes that. They collect those types of things, whatever reason that is. This one doesn't necessarily have a theme to it, so probably not the best example, but it does have those bows on there, which is really interesting. That one went for $70 for that one. And then I've got one here. This is a nautical theme, so that can be another really good one. It's got that ship there. I'm not sure what that is. I think it's a ship. It looks like some flags there on the sleeve. And then there's what that tag looks like. This one went for $150 there. And then I've got another one to be able to show you, pansies. This one definitely, at least in my book, falls under the ugly category. That one went for $62 for that. So again, not necessarily go after the brand, but for the style, if you come across other items that are like this, go ahead and do the research, make sure it's a decent item, but pretty good chance that it will be. So this is an interesting one with camels. I'm not exactly sure what's going on. It kind of looks like a circus until I see the camels in the air up there. So I'm not sure on that one, but this one did sell for $70 for that one. And then this is a brand that's called Blair, and they do make a lot of interesting items. There are fleece that you're going to be on the lookout for. There is, tapestry jackets as well, which we talked about earlier, but they do make a variety of items. See what other types of items they've got in here. Button-ups or something else that you're going to be able to come across. And then here is actually a button-up shirt here. I've got that plaid, and then it has embroidered flowers there on the front. And this one did sell for $27 for that. So if you could pick it up for $1 or $2, probably worth your time. This one is a fleece. So these fleece are really pretty popular. And if you come across these, they can be good money. This one is a small, but I do find that if you find these in 2X or 3X, those are going to sell for a little bit more. So this one happens to have wolves on it is what it looks like. And that one sold for almost $46 for that one. And then I've got one here. This is another fleece. It's got penguins down here at the bottom. It's got some baby penguins there. It looks kind of a Christmas theme, snowflakes. There's that Blair tag for you. That one's a 3XL, and that one sold for $45. And then I've got one of those tapestry jackets here, which is also cat themed. And this one, there's the tag there for you. So that's a little bit different variation on the tag where that font is more of a script. That one sold for $89 for that jacket. I hope you found this video helpful, and if you have not yet, sign up for that $100,000 reseller challenge. Your path starts now. The link is down there in the description below this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video soon.